Oh, let's have a look at the forecast. Dog, you're looking out the window. Is it raining? Oh, some more rain coming in. Wonderful. There we go, there's the weather forecast. Guess what? Rain again. Bloody sick of this spring now. It's absolutely rubbish. From a farming point of view, well, you know what it's like, even if you're just sat in the lounge waiting to do stuff, it's not great. But from a farming point of view, this spring is just a nightmare. So I'll give you a little update of where we're at now with the farm jobs. I haven't achieved anything. I'm really frustrated. I've achieved every day. I'm achieving the basics, you know, the basic farming stuff. But basically, I've not managed to do any chain arrowing, any rolling. I've got a massive muck pile over there that wants putting on. Where is it? There. Big muck pile that wants going on. That's too late to go on the ground now because that'll end up not being put on. It'll get up into the crop if I put it on now. Even on the hay fields, I think it's probably too late. The fertiliser hasn't even arrived, but I can't get the fertiliser on. Well, might just be able to get the fertiliser on. The ground's firming up a bit, but I'm probably going to leave some ruts. It's probably not worth the attempt just yet. But normally by now I'd be looking, well, I think I'd be planning to have fertiliser on early March. Well, if you haven't got it on the farm, you can't even put it on whether you want to anyway, can you? That's a bit frustrating. Anyway, in desperation, I'm trying to do something which I should have done in February, which is to go down and sort out the common. Now, as you probably know, in the winter, I do the hedge trimming, and I used to end up topping that with the hedge trimmer. Very kindly, Chris Green bought me this topper, and we are just at the tractor now. Look, I'll show you. Here's a topper that I was given, right? Topper. In fact, let's have a little recap of Chris bringing this over to me. Look at this topper. Family man Chris here and his kids. We're gonna have a chat with him in a minute. He just turned up with this. We just had a little chat just now. But I'm gonna have a chat with Chris. So Chris, we met before, haven't you?
Have, yes.
And your kids have grown up quite a bit since last time I saw them. Yep. You watch me on YouTube, I guess, do you?
I'm an avid fan.
What's your background then? You got a bit of farming.
My uncle's a farmer.
Yeah.
It was my granddad's farm. My uncle's got it. I still do bits on the farm at weekends and that. I don't do it full time, but weekends and harvest. I do all the haymaking and stuff with them.
Oh, you're still a hands-on guy then.
Yeah. So and then this topper, it's been on the farm for 30 years.
That's it.
I've maintained it, kept it going, but as the farm is now changing because of the new scheme of it can only get topped only so many times a year now. This is just can't cope with it, and we've gone to flail mowers. Right. So it's a topper so that you can make use of.
I mean, unbelievably, Chris, it's very kind of you to bring this. Right, so that was, I don't know when that was. That was about January time, and it was raining then, and we had to just dump it in this field. I'm hoping to put it down the fields in the barn later in the season. But anyway, I want to get down that common and top it because, as you know, with that common, I bale it occasionally. Some summers, I get my words mixed up again. Some summers we've had a kind of rough cut off it, which is good for bedding. But I have to top it as part of a stewardship agreement to keep it free from scrub and everything. That time is fast approaching when it'll be too late to do it because all the flowers will start coming through. And I dare say there are the cowslips and stuff have probably come up already. So we're gonna have to go down and have a look, see what I can see. I'm not sure what to expect down there really, because my mum is on the case. If anyone knows my mum, they know she's always on the case. She's been down, she said Snake's Head Fritillary down there, which I wonder if I can spot. The cowslips are coming up. I'm not sure what else will be there, but I might have to actually top around bits. It's not a great day for topping though. It's wet. I shouldn't be doing it now, but I've got to get on. Got to get on, haven't you, people? You know what it's like. I'm a little bit nervous about using this because I've never used it before. Seriously, the first time you use anything, it's always a bit I'm sure it's all right. It's just the fact that I've not used the topper before. I've used most things. Right, let's get down the common. We'll have a look what we see, and you can see this topper in action. See, whether it'll do a good job, or quite likely it'll just mush stuff because it's wet. So it's not, you don't really want to be doing this in the rain, but what I'm sort of at the point where I don't think I've got a lot of options. Right, let's go. Right. Okay, so we've arrived at the common now. What I should have done is I put my hat on. Let me put my hat on a minute, people. Sorry, Ken, I haven't got your hat with me. Oh, hi, Gary, as well. Give you a shout, mate. Let me see now. Where are we going? Right. So we're out on the common. Now there is a snake's head fritillary here. If anyone knows what that's like, it's got a little droopy head. And there should be some cowslips. Now look at this, but let me just show you how rank it is now down here. Okay, so cowslips are normally in this sort of area, but look, we're going to go here. Look, this is the problem that's happening here. Look, this is blackberries. They're deeply rooted in this thing and they just want to take it over. But you can see I didn't cut it last year for any forage or anything, and you can see, look, it's just full of rank dead grass. And if we look through it, it's like it all over, really. I can't see any sign of the cowslips. If I'm really lucky, what I might find is that I can get out on here and get this off before the cowslips poke their heads through. Ideal thing, you cart this away, but it's not. It's going to go down on, it's going to be chopped. I'm quite excited to use this bit of kit because it's the first time. If this works well, it's going to save me a lot of time. But like I said, the problem I've got, I think, is it's a bit wet to be doing it, really. It's probably going to mush and clump together. But I've got to get on and get that new growth for spring on here before it's too late. Right, no sign of any snake's head fritillary. My mum will probably kill me. I did tell her about that I was going to top it, and she said, well, don't worry about it. So right, but this in theory is grazing land for me. I've got commoner's rights on this, but how am I going to get out on here with this busy main road here? And the problem is any electric fencing and stuff. I'm not legally allowed to fence it, but any electric fences, chances are some certain people who like coming hare coursing will probably help themselves to the free electric fencer. Still no fertiliser out there. I did get a bit of muck out here. You wouldn't believe that I'll be mowing that in 2 months' time, would you? Less than that. It's not a lot of growth there, but it needs some fertiliser. Ditch still hasn't been cleaned out by the council, even though I reported it a couple of months ago, so that'll flood again, no doubt. Right, let's crack on. While I've got this up in the air, we'll have a quick look. I haven't looked underneath. I think Chris spent quite a bit of time rebuilding it all. So there's the blades that will spin around and whack out 3 blades, look, rotating from the central gearbox there on belts. So those will whack that grass down, right down, and it's on sort of skidders, look. That's interesting, you can adjust the height. Be interesting, I might adjust those one day perhaps, if I'm just going to use it for this, but they might be set right anyway. We'll see. Just realised I forgot to put the PTO chain on. Let's go. put this down a minute. I got a bit of water on the screen as well. I'm liking this. It's a bit of a novice, obviously. I'm not going very fast. I'm not sure how fast I should go, really. But I can already see behind me that it's doing an amazing job. A lot better than me mucking around with that hedge trimmer. Chris, if you're watching, thank you very, very much for sending this over. It will get used and it is appreciated. So first time on this, it is like a new toy. Woohoo! I've got a topper! Flipping it, should have got this years ago. I know, you all shout at me and tell me to get stuff. I'm really rubbish at sorting out. Now this is an ideal job for CGI Harry, who is at school today and is coming up for the Easter holidays and will be CGIing with me at some point. And if you don't know what that means, you should look up I should just remind you that Harry is under the age of legal tractor work, and so I can't film Harry doing any tractor work on the farm. You've got to be 13, he's only 12. So if you do happen to see someone that looks like Harry on any equipment or anything, it is CGI and it's definitely not Harry. Okay, I just want to make that clear. Because half term comes up and sometimes the CGI gets a bit mad. Right, I'm going to crack on with this. Look at this. Do you know, my biggest fear is I'm not quite sure what I might find amongst all this long grass. I've got to keep my eyes out, especially by the side of the road there, because that is where people chuck stuff. You know, you saw all the stuff I got thrown at me, well, not at me personally, but you know all the stuff that got thrown into the field the other day. Well, I picked up stuff down here. I picked up a car didn't like that bit. I picked up a car gearbox down here once. So there's always a bit of a worry, specifically this side, right by the road, because that's where the problems are going to be. Once I actually get over into the centre, the only thing I found there, I found a dead sheep once, which wasn't ideal. And I'm never quite sure how the dead sheep got there, because there are sheep in the neighbours, but I didn't sort of understand how it ended up right in the middle of the common and then decided to die, unless it was dragged there by something. I don't think it was too big for that. Right, let's keep going. Cracking on with the topping. No point in rushing this, is there? It's actually really nice to sit on a tractor occasionally and do some tractor work like this, because as long as that kit goes alright, there's no stress, and you can just sit and sort of let the wheel go by, which I don't get normally when I'm on the farm doing stuff with animals. The wheel never goes by. Oh, incidentally, I forgot to say, we had our TB test the other week. I didn't film it. To be honest, you're not aware of this. I didn't put it out on social media, but I was really ill for 2 days, right slap in the middle of our TB test, and in fact I spent 2 days in bed with a quite disgusting spittoon next to the bed. So I wasn't able to help with the first part of the TB test, and I was pretty grim. And I'm back to normal now. I've still got a bit of a cold, but compared with what I was like, I'm amazing. So I didn't report on the TB test. The TB test we passed with flying colours. So we're good to go. I did put a picture on Facebook at the end, actually, just saying marked clear for TB test for TB. We are clear for TB for 6 more months, which is a bit of relief. Well, it's not just a bit of relief, it's massive relief. So we've got the whole of the summer to relax a little bit. Right, let's crack on with this. Right. Just so I jump out, I've just spotted. What's that? Fox. Foxy Loxy. Ugh. Manky dead fox. Been there a while. Oh, didn't I say about the sheep? Dead sheep in the end. There's a flipping dead fox there. Ugh. It's a bit smelly as well. Right, I'm nearly finished here. I'm going to chop the fox up now. Oh dear. Please forgive me. Then go through that. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We know Major Tom's a junkie or something like that, and we know the fox is chopped to bits now. Chop a fox day, isn't it? Eh? Right, we'll have a little look when we finish to see what state this is all in. I am really happy. Thank you so much, Chris, for this. But also a massive thank you to Chris for bringing me this. But also thank you to everyone else who offers me support in what I do, and also I'll give a thank you from the wider farming community. So I come on here and I chat and I cry and I laugh and I sing and I do a bit of farming in between, and I'm not necessarily successful at everything I do, and it's a bit of a quirky old farm really. We haven't got all this nice kit and everything, but I hope I kind of represent a little bit of farming and give you, some of you who have no knowledge of farming, a little bit of access to something they wouldn't normally see. And at this point I want to say thank you to all those people that do show support. Some people send me cards or gifts, and some people just email me and say keep up the good work and stuff, and that really is nice. And there's loads of farmers out there who do a much better job than me, who don't get any recognition for what they do because they're not public face like I am, I guess. And so really I suppose I wouldn't plan to say all this really. I wouldn't. I just suddenly decided to say something. But really I just want to say thank you on behalf of all the farming community for all those people that do support British farmers and they seek out the British leg of lamb in Waitrose or Tesco's or Aldi or whatever, rather than the cheap New Zealand one or something, you know. Thank you very much, and thank you for everyone who kind of just makes the effort to buy British products and stuff like that really, because you know what you're paying for isn't just about me and my holiday or whatever. You're paying me to look after bits like this that aren't economic. This isn't an economic growing thing. This is me looking after this as a love for the countryside and doing the right thing. It's in stewardship. There is a little bit of funding that comes back, but really hardly worth the effort. But that's not the point. The point is I want to see areas like this thrive. This habitat works really well with the barn owls we have in the barn. They need this long grass to hunt over, and this topper is brilliant actually, because what it's doing is not mulching it up like my old hedge trimmer did. So that's actually probably better, because the mice and things like that are in the base of the grass. They're not going to get mulched up like they would have if when I ran the hedge trimmer through it. Anyway, we'll stop in a minute and have a look at what the conditions are like. We're nearly done now. Look, I haven't got much more to do. There's a big area over there. There's that manky fox. Yeah. This is going. Oh, flipping it. Phone's going now. Right, that looks better, doesn't it? A lot better, even though it's a bit lumpy. We'll stop and have a proper look at that when I get down here. It's still very wet in here. Very wet. Too wet really. I shouldn't have really been out here, but you know, we need to get on. let's have a look. So it's basically chopped everything down. It's not mulched it up like the hedge trimmer, but it's cut it all down. That's got time to rot down. Ideally I want to do this probably in the autumn, I reckon, next time. Probably though the biggest problem I've had is it's so wet. I mean, I'm just lucky to get on with this. I'm just looking at something else dumped over here now. What is this? What's that? What is that? Is that a fibre optic cable? There's someone beeping, I don't know who that is. That is like, it's like fibre optic cable or something. Something else over here as well. It's a big sign. Where was it? Light and Life Missions, Pilning Village Hall. Johnny and Nina. Can you come and clean your rubbish up? I'll leave that there for them. They can come back and get that. I'll have to nip down here with a rubbish bag. That's what I normally do. So that's what my job is as a farmer. I can look after this and then litter picking for Johnny and Nina, who can't be bothered to pick up their signs after they put them up. Right, I'm going to crack on now. Thank you, Chris. Just the job. Right, let's get back. I've got other work to do. That fertiliser hopefully will turn up this week. I gotta get on. I gotta crack on. Am I, everyone? I gotta crack on. Picking up the tractor on the weekend. Farmer P's event on Saturday, and then it's coming back to the farm probably Sunday or Monday. Wow, what a result. Anyway, let's go. See you later. Cracking on.